Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Ayakashi Koigikyoku. And it's been a hot minute since I've played, so I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Like, is it going to be easier to read this, or is it going to be harder? I don't know. Anyway, picking up where we left off. Anyway, when I asked my cousin, the person who's in charge was different. For the interview... Oh, okay. Oh, right, because they were talking about the woman that Kosei was in love with might be at the thing. Okay, right. So the person who's in charge is different. For the interview, there'll be a writer and the editor who's in charge, but no one else. And the photo staff and the stylist. They'll be included during the interview. I told Kosei immediately, but his answer was blunt, but he doesn't seem to care. Since the day he received the message from the village, Kosei didn't change at all. But internally, there was something that he was suppressing. Hey, can we bring up the rhythm here? Akito talked to Kosei, but Kosei's staring at one spot on the wall. He doesn't reply and looked at that one spot. Hey, Kosei! Sorry, which part? With how Kosei reacted, Akito sighed deeply. Isn't Kosei weird recently? He's probably worried about singing. He said he's concerned about something. Oh, really? He talks to you about these things. No, I just heard a little. He just talks to himself and I listen. He's probably upset about that person continuously. He's holding on to everything by himself. I really wanted to take away all of his worries, but I didn't know what to do. Are you alright? Sure, I'm okay. I was thinking about what I can do for you guys since everyone else is working so hard on this album. We get into these... Oh, wait, we get into these. Huh, why is it a question? We get into these, so I wanted your opinion from an outsider's point of view. That's not a... That's... Okay, whatever. Moving on. Oh, really? Yeah, don't you think? There are other staff members, but they're all uncomfortable to tell us. So if you could tell us smoothly, we'll be more than happy. Okay, so... I get that they were trying to, like, asking for our opinion on the music, but it's just weird. I wish there was something I could do to help. We could ask your opinion? Yeah, okay. And then I get what Yuki's saying, like, you know, other people we can ask, but they feel uncomfortable telling us, and, you know, I feel like, you know, you're gonna be more honest with your opinion, because you're more open with us. Cool. Yeah, we might realize something. Okay, I'll try not to be getting heated up to all of you. What the fuck? None of this makes sense. I mean, it should literally be like, they're like, oh, we can ask your opinion on this stuff, right? Because you'll be honest with us. Like, everybody else is too nervous to tell us their honest opinions. But then, what is the... I'll try not to be getting heated up to all of you. What? You know what? I can't. Alright. Oh, God. Yep. I looked over at Kosei's face, who's talking with Akito. Again, I looked over at Kosei's face, who's talking with Akito? Did you or didn't you? I feel like that should be a statement, not a question. But, look, the punctuation is the least of the problems, but it's still... Oh, God. Oh, this is... Okay, it's a little painful right now. There's so many feelings that are mixing up all with the heat and the coldness. What? There's so many feelings that are mixing all up with heat and the coldness. I can't even... You know what? Okay, you would really have to pay someone a good amount of money to try to translate this, because this is just... bad. It is. It's bad. I mean, you couldn't... There are certain parts that you can't even guess. Like, you can kind of guess, but then it's like... I'll try not to get heated up with all of you. What? What? Good Lord. I feel like if you were given the bad machine translation and the Japanese, you could probably Google Translate the Japanese and go, okay, and figure it out better just by, you know, Googling it. And I don't mean Google Translate. Just that. I just mean like, okay, what does this word mean? Let me look it up in a dictionary. Okay, that's this. Oh, okay. And they could be using, and just finding different like places where people ask about it, and like you just figured you could do it so much better. But having the machine translation would be helpful. Like, but... Or just... It's just... Oh, God. It's so painful. Oh, my God. Anyway. I wonder if this is what people go through when they have, like, the Japanese games and they, like, translate it themselves without knowing Japanese. Because there's a lot of people who do that. They're like, I play this game, I don't speak Japanese, but I just, like, take photos of the... Like, that I just feel like would be such a pain in the ass. But I wonder if this is what's happening when they're playing the game. They're like, this is really fucking weird. Like, I don't understand what this means. Because you're basically machine translating it yourself. Like, that sounds painful. Anyway. I hope he's not going to explode. From Kosei? What? I gotta see. Okay, they're talking to Kosei about something, and I don't even know. Yeah. Kosei moved to the recording booth. When he stands in front of the microphone, he checks the placement of the microphone and his voice. Okay, so they must have been calling him to the, like, you're up next type of a thing, maybe? Kosei, are you feeling sick? Your voice is different than usual. I'm okay. Through the microphone, Kosei sounded normal to me, but there was some accident started. What? Okay. There was something wrong. Good enough. The part that changes from verse to bridge, Kosei's voice was becoming husky and getting small. Okay. Over the glass, Kosei's face looked like he was suffering, and I wasn't able to hear his voice. His hands are on his neck, trying to take out his voice, but we can't hear anything but his breath. Okay, so he's losing his voice right now. Okay, that's what's happening. All right. The happy music in the background is just, like, fucking weird. Kosei? I was watching Kosei while feeling shocked. Kosei, who was stunned, started to breathe roughly. Okay. So I kind of get, like, he's there and he sounds fine, but then all of a sudden something happens and he kind of loses his voice. Wow. He must be really stressed. A few days later, Kosei's voice wasn't able to come out at all. We could barely hear him when he spoke, but when it comes to singing, it was completely off. The album needs to proceed, but since Kosei can't sing, to some extent, all the flow has been stopped. All the members gather in the office today to talk. But Kosei couldn't speak positively, and he's been silent whenever he was spoken to. With his behavior like this, Akito was losing. Akito was losing it, I'm guessing? He's getting angry? Guess that... He wasn't losing, he was losing it. Yeah. You're not gonna tell us! We already know why you can't sing! We received a call from the village. Kosei raises his head. He looks so sad. Man, this game could be so good if the translation wasn't so fucking awful. Like, it's painful. Like... Was it shocking because there was someone watching for your ex-girlfriend? Or were you shocked that you were completely trusted by the foxes? That doesn't make any sense. Like, were you shocked someone was watching her? Or were you shocked that they trusted you? But they didn't trust you, so... I feel like it's more like, were you shocked there was someone watching her? Because you shouldn't have been. Like, you know what I mean? Like... I feel like that was more, are you shocked someone was watching her? Or were you shocked that they didn't trust you? Because, I mean, they didn't trust you, like... Because you can't be shocked they trusted you, because they didn't trust you. That's why they were watching her. So, like... Oh, anyway. Kosei was silent with a painful expression. You can have your own inferiority complex compared to others, but don't disturb our band. Akito. Kosei's hand was reaching out. Kosei stood up and went around the table at once to punch Akito. Nice. Hey! Yuki and Kasumi, who were sitting next to them, went in between the two. Kasumi stopped Kosei, and Yuki stepped in front of Akito, and everything stopped. But Kosei and Akito were breathing heavily. Both of their ears appeared. Aw. It's the period to make adjustments for the album release, so my cousin was busy running around. For him not to be around here is a small mercy. Why are you stopping us? Power-wise, I'm stronger. I could have shown my power to him. Akito, Are you saying this for real? You might regret saying that by saying it in the heat of the moment. Akito looked away, biting his lip bitterly. Oh, we need to wait until Kosei recovers. Oh, we won't get a good result like this, even if you rush. Everyone was heated up for making this album. Everyone was heated up for making this album that there was no trouble. What? Okay. Everyone tried not to show it in their expressions, but they looked depressed. Okay, that at least makes sense. The first sentence doesn't. I'm sorry. Kosei dropped his head and murmured in a husky voice. I listened to him with a bitter feeling. What should I do if I want to support Kosei? After the meeting, Kosei went to sit down in the meeting room, losing his tension. I couldn't find words to talk to him, so I had to leave the room. That's how I feel about this game sometimes. I'm sorry, but can you take Kosei home? He probably needs a bit of rest to refresh his mind. Please support him for a while. Huh? What can I do for him? I keep on thinking, but I don't know what. You shouldn't have a worried expression, too. That's right. I shouldn't also be down right now. That's true. Sure, let me deal with Kosei. When I said I was going to take Kosei home, he didn't react much. If it's normal, he'd probably complain. I got the impression that his sense in his mind is dull. I mean, I get what she's trying to say, but it just sounds awful. Like, under normal circumstances, he's complained, but he's basically, his senses are all dull, but it's like his sense in his mind is dull. Just sounds so insulting. While we were in the cab, Kosei didn't say a word. We got to the apartment where all the members live. When we went to Kosei's room, I grabbed his clothing before I opened the door to let him inside. Why are you grabbing his clothes, girl? Oh. Maybe to stop him? Like, I'll be back again, so can you let me in later? Kosei frowned, but nodded. Great, I'll see you in a bit. I tried coping the feeling that I wanted to run. Huh. But I went towards the next place. Okay, I don't... At this point, you're kind of already in love with him, so... It's heavy. I was bringing the bags that are heavy enough to sink in my hand and stabbing in front of Wait, what? And standing in front of Kosei's room. I put the bag on the floor and rang the doorbell. Like, I was bringing the bags that were heavy enough... So they're digging into the palm of her hands. Okay, that's how heavy they are. And she's standing... Well, she's standing in front of their apartment, I would assume, not his room, because I don't think he's a doorbell on his room, but... There was no answer, but he probably checked me on the camera. He opened the door after a while. He looked at the bag I brought and pulled a suspicious look. Gave me a suspicious look. I think you should have some food. I'll cook something delicious so that you can rest well. So that you'll be rested. Kosei looked at me and sighed. Then he took both bags from my hand. He went inside the room. I rushed into the entrance and followed him. Kosei's room is a calm-toned interior and was clean, and it's fucking purple. Like, I want you to have something delicious, but I don't know whether I can cook well or not. When Kosei put the bag on the table, he looked stunned and looked at me. The next moment, he started to burst out laughing. It's been a while since I saw his smile. I wanted to cry out of happiness. Why are you laughing? Kosei, you cook better than me. I can't do anything about that. I puffed out my cheeks to look like I was sulking. Kosei gently smiled and looked at me. And they don't give you a sprite to show him looking at you and smiling. It's probably because they didn't draw him ever smiling, so... He'll be alright. He'll get better. I was convinced that if he has good food and rest, both mind and... Okay, I was convinced that if he has good food and rest, both mind and body, he'll be healed quicker. That would actually make sense if I could have read it properly, but... It's not good to rush anything. And I heard that we can probably adjust the release date, so let's recover first. Don't blame yourself. I know how much you love the music, and if there's anything I could do to help, I'll do it. Kosei looked back in surprise. I looked back with a smile. So, why don't you rest a little bit? I'll start cooking. I know you're worried, but you're not going to help me. Yeah, I know you're worried, but there is no help involved. I'm going to do this myself. Probably burn your kitchen down. making a salad. I pushed Kosei's body toward the living room. I took out the ingredients from the bag. From then, I went to visit Kosei's place every day. I asked him to have the food that I cooked, and I asked him to eat the food that I cooked, and we talked. More like Kosei was the one who just listened to me do the talking. We were having a time with nothing else but relaxing. Okay, so we're doing nothing but relaxing. I'm glad they had cream puffs left. They run out really quickly. We went for a walk after the sun went down. We were able to get the cream puffs from the patisserie? Is that, I don't know how to say that anyway. And we were walking back. Yeah, it's been a while since I had it last time. Kosei's speaking voice was back, and he can talk more. So when it comes to singing, it stops him like there's a stopper. It stops him like there's a mental block, basically. You really don't ask anything. Really? I think I'm asking you about many things, including some coincidences. For foxes, it's a taboo to be in love with humans. You can probably understand the reason. Yeah. The fox that's sealed in this Magatama was sealed by a human girl who's the yin-yang master he was in love with. Okay. I would have assumed the foxes did it or someone else did it, not the woman who was in love with him. That seems weird. Like, I'm totally in love with it. So, like, we're in love with Kosei. Okay. She's not yet, but, like, or she hasn't realized it yet, but, like, whatever. So we're going to seal him away in a necklace? That seems... I don't know. Just seems weird, but okay. I'm sure there's a story behind it that we won't fucking understand because it'll be in, like, garbled fucking English. Anyway. I was told since I was little, but I couldn't hold my feelings. For her to find out about my true figure was coincidence, but I can't forget how much she was scared, or how scared she was. Okay. We're different from other human beings, a creature, and it made me realize many things. Whenever I ever call from the village, I feel like I'm getting a reminder from them. You formed a band because you hate the humans, right? In the beginning, I did it for the village, but I don't know how much was my own decision. Your feelings were changing, right? Yeah. I didn't need to ask him how he was changing. I stopped, and Kosei stopped too. I find, okay, so, I know she's mentioned it before, like, they did this because they hate people. I don't understand where did that come from, because I don't remember reading that aside from her saying, like, I don't believe that they're doing this just because they hate humans. Why would you make music just because you hate humans? So I'm going to go live in the human world and make music that humans are going to love because we hate them? That's just... You're bringing joy to humans that you hate. That doesn't seem to make any sense. I mean, I understand if it's like, you guys go out and you form a band and you do this, and then maybe it'll attract people to you, and then we'll be able to find the Magatama easier. I mean, it seems kind of like fucked up logic, but I guess? You know what I mean? You're like, maybe the person that'll draw people to you as opposed to us just hunting it down. All right. I guess that makes sort of sense, but it would make more sense than, like, we're making music because we hate people. What? How? We just so hate humans so much we want to make them happy with our music. Oh, okay. Logic, right there. F+. Okay, anyway. What happened? The moonlight shines on Kosei's face. Mythical creatures, humans. How much does it actually matter? I'm attracted to Kosei, who's completely opposite of how he looks. Being sensitive and kind. How much does that matter? I love your music, Kosei. The power of fascinating humans with songs doesn't apply to me, correct? I purely love your songs. Yeah. I'll keep loving your music. Hey, that's better, because in the guide it says, I'll be loving your music, which is just garbled. So they fixed it. I'll keep loving your music. So, I mean, they did fix some stuff in the translation, but not nearly enough. So I can't imagine what an actual fucking train wreck this was before, because this is kind of like... This is kind of a train wreck. It's not like a devastating train wreck. We're like, oh my god, what is this? Like, but it's still like, oh no. It's kind of like a train wreck in the train yard, where you're like, okay, people weren't really involved, but like trains are all over, and you're like, this is just bad. But like beforehand, it was like that fucking like multi-train train wreck and there were bodies everywhere. That's how bad it would have been. Like, this is... Man, I can't even imagine. I'm just going to assume it probably wasn't fixed. Like, we did a patch and we fixed it a little bit. A little bit. Because some of this is like, it's... I don't even know how you can fix it. Even me, I'm reading it like, I get what they're saying there, and then the next sentence you're like, I can't even figure that out at all. What? Anyway. Whatever happens, I'll keep loving your songs. Whatever happens, your songs are touching everyone's heart. Whatever songs, you'll be okay. I believe in you. It was difficult to tell my feelings with just words. It's difficult to read your feelings with these words, but Kosei silently looked at me for a while and gently smiled at me. And then you have sentences like that are perfectly fine. You're like, okay, that kind of makes sense. And then, thank you. That makes sense. But then there's other words you're like, wait, what? I just don't understand how it could be that drastically bad from one sentence to the next. I don't know. Thank you. I'm sad that we had to go down his route first, because I do love him, but... The next day, I opened the door with the spare key and entered Kosei's room. I heard the sound of a bass guitar. Huh? I was feeling frustrated while even taking off my shoes and ran. When I opened the living room door, I was able to hear the sound more clearly. Aww. It's Kosei's music. On the sofa, he was playing bass roughly. The voice that he sang with was the same as before. Huh. I lost my strength and sat down on the spot. Kosei kept on singing. It was a softer way of singing compared to the way he sings for the band, but it was a bold voice that resonated with me. I'm so glad. The CGs go by so fast. Like, they're just there for like 2 seconds. Kind of sucks. Kosei stopped after singing for a while. Are you completely okay? Yeah, I've been singing from this morning, but there's no problem. Oh my god! It was a voice with my tears. Okay. So, like, is she saying, oh my god? Like, her voice, when she said, oh my god, it was like, voice filled with tears, is what I'm guessing is that supposed to be like. It's been a week since Kosei lost his voice. I was happy to be around him. It's because of you. I just did whatever I wanted to do. I told you so yesterday. But it was also for you, too. Whatever the reason is, you took my voice back. You brought my voice back. We didn't take anything. We gave it. Okay. There we go! Good, we get it back. Kosei started singing again. This one was new. This time it was a stronger voice than before. I was sitting and listening to it. I love him a lot. Oh, she just... What? Okay. I mean, you knew. You're like, she's falling for him. Okay, but then all of a sudden she's like, I love him. A lot. And yet me, I'm sitting here, what? Girl, you just... The second he's on screen, I love him. Right there, that one, I'm gonna love him. It's gonna be easy. Like, so I can't really blame her that it took her 9 chapters when I was like 2 seconds in. Like, okay, see this main menu? That one right there, I love him. But look, I'm not the heroine in the MC game. I'm pretty much like you and you and you. You know what? You could all just come to the man harem. It'll be fun. Like, I'm not picky, I guess. Not the lolly boys. You stay on. Anyway, after he sang the chorus, he placed the bass guitar down gently. And finally, I stood up. This song... And this is a song I made this week. It is the feelings I had towards you for staying next to me. Does he love us too already? I love this. Kosei looked shy and combed his hair upward. Oh, I love that we're going to get this, like, romantic moment, and it's going to sound like 2 stuttering idiots, because, like, the translation's bad. Anyway, he was making the song during... Kosei was spending time in a positive way, and that makes me happy and overwhelmed. I hope she's not saying this out loud, because this sounds stupid. Like saying that he might not have forgotten about his ex-girlfriend, but I'm in love with him. I hope you're not saying that to him, because that's weird. It's not like I wanted him to notice, but when I realized, I opened my mouth. Kosei's looking troubled and looked at me. Looking at his expression, I regret for a moment. I shouldn't have said that. Oh my... She did say that out loud! Well, I understand, it's like, you may not have forgotten about your ex-girlfriend, but I'm in love with you. But I love you. Okay, she did say it out loud, but she said in the third person. So weird. I get in Japanese instead of saying, like, you, or that you'd be saying that person's name. So I get that in the translation. Like, instead of saying you to him, she would say his name. But I'm in love with him is like you're talking to somebody else about him and not telling him to him. You wouldn't be like, I am so in love with him. Nikki, who? Well, you. Then why the fuck did you say him? Oh, God. Again, it's just the translation not realizing the situation you're in, where a person would be able to go, we're talking to him, so we should make it sound like we're addressing him directly, not a third party. So, right now, in this situation, I can't think about the future, but I think of you as very important. That's enough for me. I don't want to be a burden. It was the truth. I'll be able to work as a manager as I used to. I'm sorry. Don't make that face. I'll do my job as I used to. I'll support everyone. Yeah. Kosei, you're back now. We have to catch up. It's gonna be busy from now on. Yeah. Finally, I got Kosei's brightness back in his expression. He was purely happy that he was able to sing again. That's it. She's basically like, I know you haven't forgotten about your ex-girlfriend, but I totally fucking love you. And he's like, and she's like, it's cool. We're fine. Awkward situation. Totally not averted. We're good, right? Anyway. He's like, wait. You're important to me, but like, I haven't figured this out yet. And she's like, it's cool, bro. We're just gonna go do my management job. That would have been funnier if a person had translated it, because I bet that could have been like slightly amusing, but anyway. I smiled brightly and took out my phone to call everyone. She's gonna call everyone. Kosei's voice back. I'm in love with him. I'm important, but like, I'm just doing my job here. Oh God. I like that she's taking it well. He's like, I don't know what to tell you. She's like, it's cool, bro. Where anyone else would be like, it's okay, I'm fine. I'm not fine. Go home and cry. And she's just going to be like as chipper as fucking always. Which, with the bad translation, like sometimes when you're reading it, you're like, it's hard because she's just the basic MC. She's pretty basic. You know what I mean? Like, everything is awesome. Which, whatever, blank slate, a little bit boring. But it's fine. I'm used to it. We've had worse MCs, right? But I almost, in a way, when you're reading this and the translation is so bad, it makes her seem stupid. Because the translation's bad. It's just the translation of the game. It's not like when she's saying things, you're like, are you okay? What is wrong with you? You sound like an idiot. It's just because the translation makes her sound that way. But, like, it's still hard to, like, separate and be like, she's not really this stupid. It's just, the translation is a train wreck. So, like, sometimes when she says things that are awkward, it's like, if somebody had actually written it like a normal human would speak, and not the way a robot computer translated it, it wouldn't sound as bad. You'd be like, oh, you'd still be like, oh, honey. She's like, it's okay, I'll still do my job, don't worry about it. And you're like, oh, crushed on the inside. But now you're like, I think she might be like a little slow because of the translation. So hard. I gotta like separate it, like, and not feel as bad for her as I do, because she's not as stupid as the translation make her sound. Like, oh, good lord. It kind of makes them all sound stupid, to be honest. I could also do better at trying to determine what the hell it's saying, but it's hard. I returned to the office. I delivered the stuff to the studio outside. After I returned to the office, I delivered the stuff to the studio outside. There were members in front of the room. Oh, maybe it's after I returned to the office and delivered stuff to the studio outside? Okay, what happened? Kasumi, who was at the very front, turned around. Oh, Kosei's parents visited. Oh, we meetin' mom and dad. Oh, here? So his parents must be Vox too. Probably they heard about the girl from the publishing company and losing his voice. He's really being watched. This is really bad, though, because like we're in love with the guy that everyone's like, stop falling in love with humans, dude. What the fuck? And he just can't help it. Kosei's talking to him back there. Apparently they were behind the partition, but since there's no voice, the members were also worried about them, since there were no voices. Okay. What are they talking about? Maybe they're here to cause a blast? Maybe they're here to cause a blast. I don't know what he's trying to say. Huh? Like, cause issues or yell at it or something? I don't know. So, telling him something like, work harder because they're disappointed? I'm just making shit up now at this point. The reason why he looks at me as a rival is because his parents kept on telling him that his family is prestigious. So, he has been compared until now? If they were trying to hope for his best, it was better, but it wasn't. Okay. So he probably had some inferiority towards Akito. Kosei is Kosei. I heard the same thing before, but now it means properly? But now I understand it properly, maybe? So that's why he was more rebellious towards his parents. Kosei was hating other things about the village, too. So, when they needed to erase the memory of that girl, okay, was it a huge problem? It wasn't for a normal reason. Normal? What? Oh. It's taboo to be noticed by a human being about our original figure. Okay. It's taboo for a human being to know about their original figure, okay? And if the reason was that he was into a human being, it was outrageous. Right. I thought we were able to solve a problem internally, but the word spread. That's scary. But we're like that. Back then they said Kosei should be back at the village, but we tried convincing them. Really? Kosei doesn't know, though. We asked them to let him stay here because we were watching him. If they're keeping this silent, they must have a deep friendship. They probably have their own relationships with each other. I mean, yeah. It's been fixed finally, and it wouldn't break anything because of this. That doesn't make any sense, but okay. I don't know if Kosei has become stronger. He really loves music. He's not doing this because of our village's mission. He only works because he wants to do music. Akito said in a serious voice. I just love the way he stands. It's fucking ridiculous. You can, like, the way Keisuke stands, right? You're like, yeah, I can kind of see he's like, oh, like, I'm just constantly, like, brushing his hair out of his face, even though it's always in his face. But, like, it's just so fucking funny. I just don't know why. It's just so awkward, and you're like, nobody would ever pose like that unless you were posing for, like, you're like, Akito, we're not on a shoot for a poster. You can stop posing like that. I just imagine him actually standing like that, and she's like, do you not know how to human properly? Because nobody stands like that. I love it, but it's fucking hilarious. It's just so weird. Anyway, I see. Everyone knows about that, so they were asking for Kosei to stay. And also, they have the same feeling as him. I hope they can work on music without thinking about the villages. It sounds like they're done. And there was someone coming out from the back of the office. There was a woman in Japanese beauty. Okay. A beautiful woman in a kimono and a man in a suit. Kosei walked out at the end. I can't read his face. Sorry to bother you. Work for the best. Do your best. That moment, their eyes both caught up to my Magatama. Oh, is this little girl the descendant of that yin-yang master? I'll kick your ass, bitch! No, I won't, but my necklace will. She's just a girl. It's sarcastic. I think it's more absurd. Our ancestor protects her. She's not insignificant. She's not insignificant, or I am. I feel like he's saying I am insignificant. Like, this is bullshit that our ancestor protecting her. She's fucking insignificant. As she's not insignificant. I don't know. That makes it sound like he's, like, approving of me, and I feel like he's not, so. Yeah. They were looking down on me as if they're looking at me like I was a bug. I finally felt scared, like I was dealing with something that's not a human being. I mean, they're not, so. They really hate me. Hey, you boys should be careful so that you turn out like your ancestors. Oh, so that you wouldn't turn... Okay, okay. I didn't read that right. You boys should be careful so that you won't turn out like your ancestors. This bitch's ancestor is also a bitch. Damn! So... I'm gonna guess that his parents will never accept our love, so this is one. That's mean. That's a little bit more than mean, but okay, girl. When I bite my lips, suddenly there was someone in front of me. Hey, take that back. Apologize to her. I can see Kosei's back in front of me. I grabbed the shirt on his back. Oh, girl, don't. Oh, now they're gonna know. They're gonna be like, you're fucking... His parents are like, seriously? Could you stop falling in love with humans? He's got a type. What are you... Who do you think you're talking to? Have you been seduced by this human already? I mean, all we did was just talk to him like a person. So, like, Kosei's fucking easy is all I'm saying. Yes, I used my human wiles by being nice to him and treating him like, you know, like a person. You should apologize to your mother. We don't want any trouble like before. Yes, indeed. Do you know how embarrassed we were? Stop acting like you're going to disgrace our name. When we heard those words, Kosei turned around and took my hand. Kosei? Let's go. At the same time, he held my hand and started running. Kosei! Wait, Kosei! This is so cute! I love that. It's adorable. Anyway, Kosei ignored all the voices, all the stopping voices, all the voices calling for us to stop, and left the room. After we got to the elevator, he started to run again. Hey, Kosei, why are you... It was too much to just run, and I couldn't talk. You were about to cry. It made me almost cry when I heard that. We should go back. Fuck that! I don't want to go back to your parents. I love you so fucking much. Look at how hot he is, though. Seriously? Like, this man is gorgeous. If there was a hottie like this in real life, I'd be like, I totally love you. Wait, it's cool. I'm just gonna go back to doing my job like normal now. Just pretend nothing happened. So, I absolutely get that part. Like, except for I would be like, I can never show my face on the planet again. Thanks. Anyway, thank you. And you too. Huh? My parents were saying those things, but you were being patient without getting angry. Rather than being angry, I was sad. I mean, I was angry. But also a little... I would do it too. Oh, it's so mean, you bitch. Who's the bitch now, bitch? Who's the bitch calling the bitch a bitch? Rather than... Okay, I was feeling sorry for Kosei being raised by those cold-hearted parents and blamed them, or him being blamed by them, maybe. I don't know. Don't worry about me. I'll be able to cope. He almost stopped running, and when he realized we were walking, holding hands together. Oh, he almost stopped running when he realized we were walking, holding hands. Okay. There were a few people around, so no one noticed. Okay. Compared to Akito, our family is slightly inferior to them, but it's not that bad. So it was ill-defined status. They have strong insistence. I don't understand that. Okay. They're not as prestigious as Akito's family, but they being stuffy bitches. Something like that. Okay. I mean, you kind of get it, but it's like, okay. I can't brain right now. I don't know. This game, like, takes all the brain out of me. You win against that family and will be embarrassed if we lose. I kept on hearing that. Oh, okay. So he's being forced to compete with Akito. And, like, we'll be embarrassed if you lose to him. But you're in a band with him, and I don't understand what you're competing at. What are you competing at? I don't get it. It's so weird. like, they have these kind of interesting backstories. Like, okay, so, like, their families are kind of competing against each other, like, whatever. But they're in a band together, and there's really nothing that comes up in the game that would bring, like... It's like they wanted to give them, like, interesting, like, backstories with a lot of depth to it. Like, okay, so, like, we're this fox family, and then there's this necklace, and then our ancestor was trapped by a human, and that's why you don't like humans, and, like, whatever. Anyway, okay. And then he falls in love with a human, and his parents are like, what the fuck, you embarrassment? And now he's in love with us, and it's like, oh my god, what the fuck? I kind of get some of that. And I almost get, like, the weird dynamic between, like, his family and Akito's. Okay, great. But there's really... How? Your parents are pushing you to compete with him, but you're in a band with him, so how are you competing against him? I don't understand. These fox people aren't smart. They're like, you're gonna go make music to spite humanity. How is that gonna work? What exactly were you thinking? And then you're gonna go be in a band with Akito and you're gonna be better than him. How? What? They just... It's not really well thought out, is all I'm saying. Like, it doesn't make a lot... You're like, I just don't understand where you failed at logic. Because none of that makes sense. Maybe it made sense if the translation was better, but I feel like it would still be... Like, my parents are always forcing me to compete with Akito, so I feel pressured all the time. And you're like, okay, but... how are you competing with him if you're in the same band? No! Don't poop on my couch! Just poop over there where you're supposed to. Bradford? No, I don't get it. So, anyway. That's why she's like, what? Anyway. I followed them and been stubborn about it. Everyone kept on praising Akito's. Who's not that different in ability. But because of the what? Okay. I followed them but been stubborn about it. Okay. Everyone kept praising Akito, whose ability is not that different. But because... Okay, so everyone's praising Akito more because of his family, not because of his abilities. Maybe that's what he's trying to say? Like, Akito's getting all this praise, but it's more because of his family, not because of his ability, because our abilities are pretty similar. I'm just gonna guess that. Okay, but after you told me that I should be myself, I felt like I was being accepted about the parts that are lacking in me. Despite the parts that are lacking, basically. Okay, lacking? But I think he's stronger as a fox, and that's okay. Right. Oh, so that's kind of cute. He's like, I've always felt like crap because as a fox, he's stronger, but I've always been made to feel like I should be better than him by his family. And us being like, just be yourself. Like, you're fine for who you are. And he's like, oh, you're right, I'm fine for who I am. It's weird nice. See? Humans aren't bad. We're like, you're you, dude. And so every once in a while you have ears and a tail. It's cool. Like, can I pet your tail? Because it just looks fluffy. You're like, okay. I mean, it's a little weird and shocking, but I don't think you're a monster. It's kind of interesting, to be honest. And like, whatever. Seen so much other shit. We've really got to play some more like the Animal Boyfriend games. I have a couple of them. This is like the first extent that we've gone to. Anyway. I know what I want to do. I don't have to think anything else. I don't have to think about anything else and just concentrate on that. Something like that. I was happy to hear that Kosei wanted to decide his future for himself. Kosei, what do you think about being a fox? What about you? Me? I'm not a fox, so... What do you think about you being human? Or being an owner of the Magatama? I never thought about being human. It made me think seriously in silence. I can't stop being a human. I've never questioned about being a human. I've never questioned myself being a human. Legit. Like, what do you think about being a human? I just am. Never stopped and been like, why in the world was I born a human and not something else? Because as far as we're aware, what else are you going to be? Like, an animal? But then you wouldn't have the same brain. You know what I mean? Like, if you were thinking about, like, why am I an earthling and not, I mean, you could be like, why was I born in this place and not that place? But in this case, it's like, well, what do you think about being human? I didn't think that there was anything else to be other than a human. Again, yes, I could be an animal, but then, again, your brain is different, right? But, like, humans and fox people were basically the same, except for you happen to be a magical creature and I'm not. That's where you're like, I didn't know that there were other magical creatures, that I could have been born a centaur or some shit. He's like, what? That's bullshit. That's just, well, let's not. They're not fucking real. What? But fox people are? He's like, yeah, that's legit. And the raccoon guy and the mouse bit, but like, centaurs, just fuck kind of weird world do you live in? Alright. Anyway, the Magatama has been passed on for generations, and it's very important. I thought that way until recently, but right now it makes me wonder. Me too. Huh? And I can't stop being a fox. I was born and grew up the same way. Humans have been doing this, so we have to control them. Humans have been doing what? Kosei's expressions are looking painful. It's probably because has human words, and he's trying to use them, but it's coming out all garbled and weird. Because that's painful. It's painful for me too. Anyway. I was taught that way, but as I was living with humans, I was wondering if what my parents have taught me was right or not. That's actually a decent sentence. What did they tell you? The human yin-yang master seduced our ancestor, and he was sealed in this Magatama for the power. And we were told that. No, that's not true. That's different. If what the fox said in the dreams was right. Yeah, but no one knows the truth, and that's okay. It's not okay. Well, no one knows the truth, so that's fine. No, it's not, because if your parents... I mean, I guess you're saying... okay, I guess I can kind of get what you're saying. But it's actually not okay. Like, no one knows the truth, so it's not okay for your parents to be like, humans are evil and they trapped our ancestor. You don't know if that's the truth, though. But that's what you believe is the truth. So it's not like you're making it up. It's not like they're like, well, we know the truth, but let's just spin it the other way to make humans look bad. You know what I mean? So there's probably someone way back when it happened was like, that bitch did this horrible shit. And passed it on, so now even his parents think that that's the truth when it's not. So, I mean, yes, it's okay that nobody knows the truth, but it's also not okay because not knowing the truth is what's leading you to hate humans and, humans are evil because they trapped our ancestor, and it's like, but we're gonna find out why. Like, but, you know what I mean? Like, they keep saying, it's okay that no one knows the truth. Well, it's not. No, it's not. Because, like, now you're gonna start a war with you. I mean, now you're gonna, like, try to seduce humans with your music and make us happy. Again, I don't know. Their logic's all fucked up anyway. Kosei's expressions were all calm now. His rational thinking, and he hates the he's rational thinking. Okay, he has rational and he hates the contradiction. This change in values must have made him upset. I don't care about being a fox, to tell you the truth, but I want to change how I was taught about the relations between humans and the foxes. Good for you. I see. I can't run away from being a fox. Is that one in the list of what you want to change? Yeah. Kosei was smiling gently. During the PV shooting, Kasumi also said he's longing for the relations between humans and the mythical creatures. If everyone wants to, even the difficult things could change. I'll do my best too. Okay. My voice became louder than I thought. Kosei seemed a little bit surprised and started laughing. I'm embarrassed. You're embarrassed about him laughing at you being excited, but you weren't embarrassed about you being like, totally love you! Whoops! Shouldn't have said that. I'd have been more embarrassed about that, but, you know, that's just me. That's true. You are reliable. Yeah. You're not thinking that. Oh. You really think that? More like saying that way, I guess. Yeah, I do. You're saying that in a flat voice. When I was tapping on Kosei's arm, he laughed and grabbed my hand. Oh, kiss me now, goddammit. What? I'm sorry. He's blushing, I love it. We were holding hands and running, but I started to think about it. When Kosei started to look around, we're near the studio. Oh, that's right. When we were just walking around without any goal, we realized we were in front of the outside studio we normally use. Let's go. Sure. His parents are going to be so pissed. They're going to cut you off. We walked for a couple of minutes. If we walked for 2 minutes, we'd be at the studio. When we get inside, there was staff cleaning the lobby. He looked surprised when he saw us. Huh? Did we schedule for today? No, we were around here, so... I see. There's no reservations until 6 p.m., so you can use it freely. We don't have to use the studio, but can we go up to the roof? Sure, of course. We were talking on the roof at the beginning alone. It already feels like it's been a long time. It was a long time ago. We looked around the scenery, standing side by side in front of the fences. It's Keisuke texting, and they left angry. After Kosei took out his phone and checked his message, he put it back. You can't call your parents like that, but I see. I'm very sorry. You shouldn't be the one to apologize. I realized that I was underestimating them. Underestimating? I wasn't sure how much I was hated by the foxes. You know, Kosei and the others are very kind. Oh. I completely read that as if she was talking about somebody else other than Kosei standing right in front of us, because it confuses me. I was like, wait, he's Kosei, what the fuck? Anyway, you know, you and the others are very kind to me, so I wasn't thinking about that. Even though you guys were telling me I'm only human, it was only for the first couple of times. Wait. Okay. Even though you guys were telling me I'm only a human, it was only for the first couple of times. But I guess others are different, and I have to think about that. Okay, so you guys were telling me that the foxes hated me, but I wasn't really thinking about it because you guys are so nice. And that shit slapped me in the face. Okay, yeah. Wait, Magatama properly. Wait, what? Hold on. Oh, and I have to think about this Magatama properly. Okay. I have to think about this. I was like the end of... I'll have to think about it, you know. I was grabbing my Magatama. It's been helping me with the lights. It's been helping me with the lights? I'm assuming she means the lights, like, when it lights up and, like, protects her. But the light is not what's protecting you, but... Or helping you. You know what I mean? Sounds like it's been helping me with the lights. Because when it's dark, it's a nightlight? Like, that's... It's been helping me. And also the expressions I've seen in my dream. I've only saw one. I have both feelings of wanting to let go and to keep this Magatama. My grandmother told me that I have to cherish this because it will protect me. Yeah, it really did. Yeah, I didn't know. And also, she said it'll let me meet the important person in my life. And here he fucking is. And then he's like, wait, what? Important? Yeah, at the time I didn't understand that much. She said it's going to protect me, so I thought it'd be like some kind of charm for love. In the beginning it wasn't serious, but it's probably about you guys. Us. If the Magatama didn't shine at that concert, I wouldn't be here. I was happy to meet you all who are foxes. It made my world a lot larger, and I think about the stuff that I've never thought. I think about stuff that I've never thought of. Okay. You all who is a fox. Anyway. The best part was meeting Kosei and falling in love. Well, you falling in love with him, but he's not really, he hasn't admitted he's in love with you, so that's kind of awkward anyway. So, right now, the Magatama is important in a different sense. I don't know why my ancestors sealed the fox. Like, deceive or to use. Like, okay. I don't know why my ancestors sealed the fox. Were they trying to deceive them or use them? Okay, something like that, I'm assuming. But I feel like it's not. If she's sealed with that kind of feeling, it wouldn't let me meet someone who could be important to me. Smart thinking! I want to believe. You want to protect this Magatama? Yes. I shouldn't be saying this, but you should hide it somewhere that we won't be able to find... Oh, you should hide somewhere that the foxes won't be able to find you. Is there a place like that? It's creatures that we're talking about. Even though I think there's no point of running away, I can't bear to think about just running away from him forever without knowing whether I could successfully hide from them. I want to stay here next to you, Kosei. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. Kosei squinted his eyes because of the brightness. Yeah, it's the place I can calm down. I really want to stay here forever. She's like, no, I meant like with you, not right. Okay. All right, sure. That too. Yeah, exactly what I meant. Kosei put his head on his arms that are crossed on the fence and looked towards me. When he looked at me, my heart started pounding, so I had to look away. Under the bright light, the deep color of his eyes have a mysterious grayish purple. I mean, yeah, and his hair is also purple. I mean, everything about him is purple, which I love. I feel like I'm going to be sucked in. What is it? As if he read my mind, he asked me with a smile. I looked away immediately. He knows. He's like, what's going on? And you're like, nothing, creep. Look, I want to hear your song. My song? The one that you sang earlier. Yeah. You're not going to include it for your album? It wasn't for the band. Also, it's really embarrassing to play in front of the members. Why? It's a really nice song. Well, it was an unusual way to say... It was an unusual way to say for Kosei, huh? Okay. And then he started to pull himself up and sing. His voice made the air vibrate to be reaching the town. Okay. I was closing my eyes and listening. I just want to be wrapped around with this voice without thinking anything. Okay. Wrapped up in his voice and not have to think about anything. I mean, we're a little under time, but this is as good a place as any to stop. And then we'll continue. We'll start, since we're starting a whole new chapter, I might as well just stop here. And we'll continue and start with chapter 11 in the next part. So I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.